We are in the business end of December now, and FPL Game Week 17 is beckoning upon us. So ranks this December basically have been doing topsy-turvy for a lot of people. And we are joined today with our fallen league leader, Raghav Mittal, who was on the top of the charts for a long period, probably for 14, 15 game weeks. But last few game weeks have been pretty difficult for him. And he joins us today with the hope that his rank, which is currently fourth in JPL, goes on to become first, and he takes over the helm once again from Adarsh Srivastav. So, welcome, Raghav. Sushank and I welcome you.
Hi, Raghav.
Hi, JPL.
Yeah. We've been discussing about you for a long period. In every podcast, your
Absolutely.
mention is there. Somewhere or there, it is always mentioned that Raghav ने ये करा है, Raghav की clarity है. That is why Raghav is on top of the
Yeah.
league or has been on top of the league. And ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत खराब कर रहा है Raghav. He is currently ranked 378th in India. So Sushank,
Yeah.
ये कोई खराब rank तो in any case नहीं है because he is currently doing really good. It's just like
Yeah.
couple of weeks which have taken his rank to a bit lower side.
Raghav's rank has stumbled between two podcasts, and those two podcasts belong to others. His
Right.
the first podcast which we had with others, Raghav was on the top, and now the last podcast that we have on others was leading. So it's going to be a much awaited battle, and let's hear it from Raghav himself.
Uh, I think what you just said, I hope the podcast turns it around for me as well then. But the next time you invite me over, I hope I'm
Yeah,
at the top again.
yeah. The difference is not much. Yeah, let me see if I can share it and add it to the stage. Yeah, can you see it over there? Yeah,
Yeah.
Adarsh
Mhm.
is at 1085 and you are at 1048. So it's a gap of 37 points.
And Sushank, when we spoke with Adarsh for the first time, he was 37 or 36 points behind Raghav that time.
Correct, correct, correct.
So that's a leap of 72 points, I believe.
Absolutely. If I get those 72 points, I will be in top three.
Nice.
Yeah,
So Raghav, what
amazing.
has gone wrong for you?
I think a couple of mistakes from my end. I recently discovered that when you are doing good, it adds another pressure on you to do, even better than what
Absolutely.
you are doing. You
Yes.
try to do things that you normally wouldn't do. Uh, I don't know what happened. Wrong captaincy picks for a game week or two. Wrong transfers. I abandoned my strategies that I had been following for the last 10 or 11 game weeks. I
Mhm.
abandoned those. I switched. I did something else, and then it cost me big time.
I can see the transfer. You removed MBOMO and you got Rashford. I think that was a pretty early call there.
That one, and even removing Isak and getting in Jackson. Those
Yeah.
two are the transfers that I think I look back and maybe the worst thing that I've done this season in JPL
Yeah,
and
I think
FPL.
in game week 14, you transferred out Isak for Nicholas Jackson, and then just a couple of game weeks later, in game week 16, it was vice versa. Jackson for Isak again.
Uh, the game week I transferred out Isak, he went down
Yeah,
early. He went down
yeah,
and he was subbed off after 20 or 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So I
yeah,
thought, a player going down early, his next game was against Liverpool.
uh,
So
yeah,
I thought and Jackson was doing pretty well. He was scoring almost every game week for Chelsea.
absolutely. Yeah,
Mhm.
So I did that early transfer and it backfired big time. Isak was fit for Liverpool. He got a pretty good haul against us.
yeah,
And last game week, I went back to correct that mistake, and I was happy that it paid off. I got the
yeah, yeah,
Isak points. But if you look there, even Jackson scored, I think, last game week. Even he
yeah.
got the points. So some mistakes from my end, but I hope I'll correct them in couple of game weeks.
So Sushank, one question to you:
Absolutely.
is it the
Mhm.
pressure of being at the top that is taking a toll on Raghav?
That would take a toll on everyone, and you wouldn't feel the pressure until and unless you are not in that position. So
Right.
I cannot say that I absolutely relate to that because till now I haven't been there. But absolutely, you can see I can see transfers which are pretty much. You paid your wild card in game week 12, right, Raghav?
Yeah,
And
that
normally,
was a pretty good game.
yeah, I can see that. And normally, when you play a wild card, the next 2, 3 game weeks, you don't go for a transfer. You probably end up saving those transfers. But then there has been a consistent transfer which has not given. I believe from game week 13 onwards, the lapse of concentration or just the point, it is actually Yashasva, a player here and there, a captain here and there, and the table changes altogether. Yeah,
Right.
yes. So
Even that
coming to
game
his
week,
team now. Yeah, sorry, Raghav.
even sorry, I cut you off. Even in that game week, Liverpool when Liverpool played against Man City, so
Yeah,
I went. I thought maybe I should do something different than Salah.
Hmm.
Previous to that, my strategy was captain Salah and forget about it. But I thought maybe it's a tough fixture for us. Let's do something else. I went for a differential in Pedro. Jao Pedro, he blanked
Yeah.
and he hasn't scored since. And all other captains, all other popular captains, Palmer, Saka, everybody gave good points in
everyone
that
scored.
game.
Right.
So that started the turnaround for the bad for me.
Oh yes, I can see. So this is the what Raghav is talking about is game week 13. I'll just read out the points. Salah gave 13, Palmer 14, Saka
14,
18,
Saka
and his
18.
captain was Jao Pedro. He
He
gave
gave
4 points. 2 points, and being captain,
two
he got
points.
4 points.
You know,
Yeah. So
I
even the
started
least of
believing
all
in
was
early
Salah.
kickoff.
Yeah, yeah.
I started believing in early kickoff curse
Hmm.
even more after that game week. Southampton versus Brighton was the early kickoff, and man, killed my game week then and there.
So Raghav, is it easy to reach the top and difficult to sustain over there, or some other process?
I think it was easier to get there on the first try. Sustaining it was tough, and getting back there again will be even tougher. So,
No, but I'm sure the caliber that you possess and the thought process which was there, 37 points is not much because that is the exact lead, as Yashasva mentioned, you had when we had the last podcast. And we are still what, game week 16? We have a good, we still have a two-third of a tournament yet to be run. Like, no, not two-thirds, sorry, 22 game weeks. So nearly halfway there. So I'm sure this is still a good, if you would have taken this rank if somebody would have given this at the start of FPL, right?
yeah, sure, man. Even I didn't expect it to be that good. When my rank kept going up, even I wasn't expecting that. But it hits harder when you are there, and then even if you're not expecting, you reach there and then you get knocked out.
But then to go down in the ranks and then come back, that's even sweeter, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, I hope that is my arc for this FPL.
Yeah.
I am hoping for that, working for
No,
that.
ask us because for us, JPL is our journey. We probably make our way through in top 70, 80, then probably go again a player here and there. We are there in 100. Again, we are close to in top 60 and then again 100. So for us, it's that journey altogether.
When I last came, I think I said that it's a long race. It's
Yep,
it's not a sprint. So even I need to realize that we have
Yes.
38 game weeks in total. It's only 16 have been played till now. We have a long way to go, I think, and I have seen that it only takes a couple of game weeks to turn things around. Right?
absolutely.
Things can go very good for you in a couple of game weeks. They can go bad, but they can be good as well.
So one
Uh,
of the things that I liked about you, Raghav, when you joined in last time, was related to the clarity that you had and believing in your transfers. So I believe you just need to calm down a bit because whatever team that you have is pretty good, except a few. Like Ayat Nouri hasn't worked, but fixtures are turning for United, and then certain players are really looking good. So I believe this team is capable of bouncing back. It is more of a template team now, and maybe one or two differentials might help.
Yeah, that is the thing. Even the thing I noticed was the team that I had in the beginning, right? It was not a template team. Maybe going for Salah, Saka, and Palmer and
Yeah.
not going for Haaland and going for budget forwards that were scoring good. That gave me a good lead.
Hmm.
But since then, men, this has become a template. People have Salah, people have Palmer, Saka, Cunha,
Yeah.
Isak. So now to get a lead, you need a differential. Figuring that
Exactly.
out has been a tough point for me right now.
And Semenyo as differential hasn't worked basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think even when playing for Bournemouth, he has the chances. He's taking the touches in the opposition box. He's taking the shot, but still not performing. Still not giving the points for the FPL. I think that hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
Even Rashford, I think when I brought him in the team, it felt like a differential to me.
Yeah.
He was there was a new manager bounce. He was playing centrally. He was getting the chances to score. So I thought to go for him early to cash on his form. But since then, he has been left out of the team altogether. Not
Yeah.
even getting in the squad right now. So
Correct.
I don't know what happened there within the team. So those things are which I cannot have control over. I can't
Correct.
control those things. That players that are performing suddenly aren't even starting due to
Yeah.
some problem with the manager or something like that.
Hmm.
So, Raghav, looking at your team right now, if we consider, like, if I keep one goalkeeper aside and then consider a team of 14 players, I can see there's a challenge with four players because Ait Nouri is suspended, Rashford isn't starting, Keane isn't starting, and Mazrui is probably it's being yellow flagged. So, are you going to make a defense transfer this game week just to ensure that you have 11 players playing?
I have already made a transfer. I took 8 Nuri out and
Uh-huh.
I bought in Robinson.
Oh,
And
nice.
after that, I discovered that even Cunha might get banned for a
Yeah,
game week or two. We are still waiting for that. I think today was the date to for him to
I think they are. Yeah.
put in
I
his
think they are not
response.
responding. I think they are not responding. They are not. I mean, they are not complaining. They are probably requesting for a lesser ban. So if they do that, then probably he's surely out of the Leicester fixture this game week, which is probably the most juicier one. Looking at the relegation battle.
Yeah, that was a game week, to have a Wolves forward. Like Leicester City
Yeah,
maybe has been doing a little bit better since they got Nilsroy, Rudwe and Nilsroy, I think.
yeah,
They have
yeah.
been doing a little better defensively, but still you expect Wolves to score against Leicester City. But I think that boat has sailed for Kuna at least. I think Strad Larsen
Yeah.
could still be targeted, but not Kuna. We'll see.
Right.
At least tomorrow we'll have to wait what happens.
Yeah, because Sushank, I saw the visuals of Kuna and he literally punched the media guy.
Yep,
So that is
yep,
like pretty
absolutely.
offensive.
He took off his glasses. He was
Ah,
pushing
right.
him. He elbowed that guy from behind.
Correct.
So I don't think this will go without a ban.
Right.
I
So are
expect
we
some
looking at a minimum three match? Minimum three match possibly.
possibly,
Yeah.
And then
possibly.
the
I
fixtures are turning bad on Wolves. Yeah, then the fixtures are turning bad on Wolves.
I think Wolves have been a pretty good attacking side even against the tough teams. Their defense has been bad, but I think Kuna has been doing well. So I think we could have kept him in the team even in those tough fixtures. But now with him getting banned, I think that will be tough.
Yeah. So Sushank, we asked Raghav how what all players he is basically targeting to come back and jump the ranks. So what do you think his players would be? I mean, team wise, if we see, so Chelsea have really good fixtures. But when it comes to players, so first we are focusing on the teams or the players.
Probably we can focus on the teams and then players from
All
those
right.
teams.
Yeah.
Probably
Fair
the
enough.
way Raga wants.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we can do the teams first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think even last time when it came, I talked about Chelsea's good run of
yeah,
fixtures, and we can see that they're continuing for a good period of time still. Palmer, I think, is still a player to have. in your team. Their defense has not
Yeah.
done good. Even I got Sanchez when I wildcarded,
Mhm.
expecting them to keep good clean sheets, seeing their good run of form against, I think, easier teams. Is
Yeah.
the teams which against which you expect them to at least keep a clean sheet. That hasn't worked out, but attacking wise, I think no better player to have in your team than Palmer right now from
Yep.
Chelsea.
Mhm.
Uh, Even Spurs, they are doing good attackingly. Again, you can club them in the same bracket as Chelsea. Their defense is not that good, but their attacking has been good. Anje plays attacking game. So Son, Madison, even Johnson, they have good potential. And for
Yep.
Fulham, I look at their defensive sides. Robinson, he has
Mm.
Fulham as a defense has been doing pretty well. Even if
Yeah,
they're conceding, they're not conceding many goals. Yeah, I think it's around one or two in games. Mostly it's one. So that is a way to look at it. And Robinson plays very attackingly. I think Yashasva Bhai also saw the game against Fulham when we played. We saw
right.
how
Yep.
how much
Absolutely.
attacking potential he has.
Exactly.
The fixture positions he takes, the crosses that he puts in. So there is a good potential there to have, a trend like player, I would say.
Exactly. Yeah.
A defender who is putting in crosses, who is, you know, giving a good pass. So I think that is the team to look at. And even their fixtures are pretty well. They're
Correct.
pretty good fixtures.
Yeah. Sushank, we saw how Robinson created havoc last weekend against Liverpool
He
at
did.
Anfield.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So nice
This.
teams have been picked up from him because the Spurs,
Yep.
if you see, apart from Chelsea have scored like 37 goals. They are the league leaders in terms of goals scored, and then comes Spurs, who have scored 36 goals, just one behind Chelsea. So overall, it's a
Yep.
good team selection from him because he is completely relying on players who are basically attacking and planning to score more and more teams. And the only thing about Spurs, I feel, is they are pretty unpredictable. On one day, they are really good. On the other
Yeah.
day, against a very poor side, they are going to perform really
Yeah.
poorly. So that's a bad thing.
I think we saw that against Chelsea as well. The goals that they scored early on after Kukureya's mistake. And I think the
Yeah,
game absolutely turned around after that. Chelsea, I think they woke up after those two goals and they
Yeah.
killed the game against Spurs. So that
Absolutely.
is being Spursy at its finest, I think. Having no control whatsoever, just going with their vibes.
yeah,
But we can rely on their attackers, to get in the good positions to score goals, to get us the points.
No, and Yashasvi, you remember in our last broadcast, others just did mention, like in Chelsea, apart from Palmer, because they are playing double pivot now, Enzo becomes a very, very important pick at 5 million, and he has
yeah,
given four returns in the last four fixtures, last four game weeks, and overall in this season he has given eight returns. So 5 million midfielder probably giving you those many returns, and clubbed along with Palmer, then you are looking at points. When it comes to
yeah,
Spurs, you are absolutely right. In one game week, they will score four, five, six crazy goals, and then another game week where they you expect them to score three, four goals, they will probably have a 1-all draw or a nil-all draw. And again,
exactly.
Spurs remind me of our Liverpool season from Sturridge, Suarez, and Sterling, wherein everyone was scoring goal. So the goals
Yeah,
in Spurs are getting equally like this game week. This is Brennan Johnson. Next game week, Son. The game week after it's Madison. Then it's Kulusevski. Then someone else. So everyone. Then there's Solanke. So I think there is too many options. It's like a lucky draw that you'll have to play over there.
exactly.
I think with
Yeah,
Spurs, you saw they beat Man City twice, in League Cup and
Correct.
then in the league. And they went on to, I think, lose to Ipswich after that.
correct. Yeah,
Everyone is defeating Man City this time, man.
Even
It's
even
crazy
I
for them.
think Crystal Palace defeated
good for us.
Spurs. So,
Yeah, very good for us. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
coming
Sorry,
to the
Raghav.
players now, yeah, there were three
the,
players out of which you have already spoken about Robinson.
Yeah.
Then the other two players are Amad Diallo and Madison. So
Yeah.
Ahmad looks good, looks promising, and I believe Sushank also has him.
Sushank has him, and Sushank had him on the bench, and he
Oh my
scored
god.
13 points against Manchester City. Man,
Oh man.
I was praying someone should not play him from my. Yeah, like it's not a leap of faith everyone takes. No one like, but to have him, it always feels bad whether you have a 5 million player or a 13 million player to sit on bench, and then I had Robinson on bench who gave me 6 points, and then Ahmad gave me 15. So it's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the couple of players like Robinson I've talked about, Fulham defense doing good defensively and doing good attacking wise. Madison, Spurs, doing good attacking wise. As you Sushank said, there is a lucky draw. Maybe Madison will be in the positions to score goal, or maybe it will be Brennan Johnson, maybe it will be
yeah.
Kulusevski. So that is a lucky draw. And Amar, the mistake that I did with Rashford, I am targeting Amar right now, but the mistake that I did with Rashford, it's creating a doubt in my
Yeah,
mind.
correct. Yeah,
Should I go for him right now? He has had a couple of good game weeks, man against Man City and the previous one as well. He is doing good attacking wise. He's their outlet on the right side. He's putting in good crosses, but should I go for him or not? That is a worry right now for me. Yeah.
I'll
And I think,
from game week 11 Raghav, I'll just read out his points. 6, 8, 11, 1, 5, 13.
So
that is
Shashank,
a
there could be a
crazy
possibility.
return for a midfielder who's priced at, 5 point something. It's 5.3, I think, 5.1 or 5.3 right now.
Yeah.
So, a very good pick if you want to say, like I have Semenyo. He's the perfect
Yeah.
replacement for me right now. He's getting the minutes. Right now he is Ahmad. He's getting the minutes right now. He's scoring goals. I think he's doing very good. But still can't be sure with Amorim right now what he wants to do. Maybe the new manager is taking time figuring out his options.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to be calm with him. But I think he is a very good player to look at, especially given his
So,
price.
so that brings me to a very interesting question, Raghav. As you said that you have already made a transfer, 8 Nouri is out and Robinson is
Yeah.
in, meaning you have your 11 players playing as of now. Now, say tomorrow if Cunha gets banned, then
Yeah.
you will have again 10 players. Would you then go for a minus hit?
I think I'll have to.
But
Uh,
okay.
I don't have that good bench player right now coming off the bench who I can, play for a game week. Like you said, Keane is not playing right now.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Mazarui, uh, he's not getting the minutes, even if he is maybe Man United defense is not that good right now. It's not that sure. They're still making some mistake. They're still conceding goals. And even if he is playing, I like to play only three defenders. If there is
Hmm.
a very big issue with my team and I'm forced to play four, then that is a different thing. But I don't like to play more than three defenders in my team. So I will want to get an attacking pair. And if I have to take minus, uh, I'm still not sure. I'll maybe wait for an hour before the deadline to make that decision.
Hmm.
But maybe I will have to go for it. And again, it's all I had to do about my rank in the league right now, overall and in the league. You know, there is a payoff if I get good points after taking a minus, maybe I can go ahead. But then there is
Yeah.
a other point of view that what if I don't make a transfer? I'm missing out on points from a player maybe, and my ranks fall down. So very confused right now. Actually, I after I saw Adarsh Bhai's podcast, you know, last couple of game weeks when he has done really well, he has
Yeah.
taken minus. He has gone for a -4, made an extra transfer, and that has paid off.
Yeah.
So I don't think taking a minus is that big of an issue that it is a rule that you don't have to take it. You have to look at your team. You have to look at the player that you are
Absolutely.
targeting, his form and everything. And uh, you have to take a risk to get the biscuit. You maybe it will pay off. We have to be optimistic in FPL.
Exactly.
We
No,
can't just sit
I
back and
completely agree
expect.
with you. Yeah, I completely agree. So, having speaking of your team, now I would probably request you, if you were us, either me or Yashasva, what would you suggest us to do with our team? So, on the left, you can see Yashasva's team,
And pathetic game.
uh, who probably promised us last game week that he's probably going to move out Alan, but then we can still see him in his team. And on the right, you can see my team. Yeah,
I think looking at Yashaswa's by team, he needs to keep Haaland for the time being and look at his defense probably.
Okay.
Robinson, I think, will go straight in, but Kukurea is suspended, I guess.
hmm,
Eight Nouri is
yep,
suspended. Lewis is not giving those returns that we expected him. Not even
yep,
clean sheet wise and not attacking returns as well.
yeah,
So I think his defense is the thing that he needs to look on.
yeah.
Otherwise, Vissa, João Pedro, Haaland, midfield, I think is still good, but maybe defense needs to be sorted out first.
Yeah. So I wasn't. I mean, even I didn't check my team after this, after the pathetic game week, and now I'm realizing I don't have anyone in defense apart from Robinson. So can't play just Robinson. I'll have to play Lewis. I have two
Yeah.
transfers though, and definitely
Hmm.
will look up to at least someone because Ayat Nouri won't bring me anyone. Probably Kukurea might. So this could be my one potential transfer, and then I'll have to see if I can remove either Kluivert or Rogers. So that would be my second transfer, wherein I bring in either Enzo or probably Ahmad. That's my plan because
Yeah, I think
I have been relying on Haaland for a long, long time, and now the
Yep.
fixtures are turning. A lot of people are going to
Yeah.
bring in Haaland. That is what I feel, and he is just probably one game week away from turning the tide. I That is my thought process right now. But yeah, rightly said, I need a lot of changes in my defense.
I think even you can even go for some smaller defender. They are
Okay.
doing good defensively.
Mhm.
I think you can swap out. I and Yashasva Bhai doesn't has any Arsenal defender at all in his team. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't.
maybe
I
that
wasn't
is
having
the
budget actually.
yeah, Palmer having Palmer, Salah, and Haaland in your team.
Haaland.
It takes out different budget.
Yeah.
I think Timber is still 5 point something. If you
He's
can't
increased
go
in
for
price. Yeah.
Gabriel or Saliba, I think Timber can be a player that you can look at.
Correct. Yeah.
We see how defensively Arsenal play. We can still rely on their defensive, not their attackers.
Exactly.
And
Coming to
And
Sushank.
suggestions to my team.
I think your team is pretty good. Apart from a defender, apart from a goalkeeper,
Yeah.
I think you have a pretty good team. Oh my god. Robinson first defender 6 points. Ahmad second on the bench.
Yeah.
But I think the fixtures that your team had, you picked the best side to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them not players not giving you the points is a different matter, but I
The
think you
different
picked
story.
the correct team. Even Kirk's against West Ham. West Ham isn't
Absolutely.
that good attacking wise. I think that you picked the correct team.
It was a clean sheet, and he was on 2 bonus point until 87th minute, and then they got a free kick which went in, or else he was about to get 8 points in that match. Yeah.
I had Fabianski on my team playing,
That's even
and he
worst.
was.
That's
I
even
think he
worst.
was on 11 points or
11 points.
something till they
Yep.
conceded in the last minute.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
on 11 points, clean sheet and save points, and I think he was on bonus as well. So I think, see, you can't pick these things out. You can't foresee such things. You
Right.
pick the best team that you think will give you the points.
So I have with my team, I have a question to both of you. I have already made a transfer, but I wanted to check with you. If you were in my place, what transfer you would have made?
Mm,
I think probably goalkeeper is the only one that I would swap
Yeah.
right now. Do you have it? Do you had any budget remaining, extra budget before you
Yes,
made the
yes,
transfer?
yes, yes. I had a million with me. Yeah.
1 million. Okay.
I think maybe a goalkeeper or Nicholas Jackson to Isak jumping on that bandwagon.
Cunha is 6 point what? 8.
6.8. Yeah.
6.8. 7.8 wouldn't have gotten him. Isak probably for Nicholas Jackson, but then Nicholas Jackson has good fixtures. My
Hmm.
guess would be on Joao Pedro probably, and he might have brought in Wood.
So
But
that's correct. But that's what I was going to do. I had exact money to remove Joao Pedro and get Wood
Ah,
in my squad, but I did not make that transfer.
okay.
I was I was about to make that transfer, but then this manager chip, which has been invented now, assistant manager chip, wherein
oh my,
you will have to keep. They said you will
point
need
five
point
to one
five to
point
one
five,
point five. Yeah.
1.5.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to have at least. I'm considering I'll not go for a point 0.5 manager. I'll probably go for a 1 million manager minimum. So then I don't want to fight it till that time over there. So what I did was, because I was almost sure I saw that fight of Cunha and him getting those bans and everything. So I have removed Cunha. I have got Wood because the fixtures for Nottingham Forest are going good, and that probably is now giving me an option. I have three forwards who are going to play. Uh, I have five midfielders who are going to play. So every game week probably I could select between an Jao Pedro or an Ahmad, and I
Yeah,
could probably get them. And then I again have 1.3 in my bank right now, wherein I can switch tomorrow. Is just in case Salah gets injured, I have scope of probably getting a Haaland. I have extra money in my bank, so I could get those permutations going. And even if no injury happens, I would probably keep that 1 million rolling, so that when game week 24 that chip gets active and probably the fixtures are in my favor for a particular manager, I don't have to make any transfers for that budget thing. So that
yeah.
is probably rolling in the mind now.
Nice. Nice thought process. Nice team, I would say. Pretty balanced. Pretty good bench as well. But as Raghav said, if you can put in certain amount of money in your goalkeepers, so that could
Yeah.
pay out dividends furthermore. What's your current rank in JPL?
I think it is 63.
Okay,
From 143, I have jumped to 68 now.
nice, nice.
But if you
Raghav,
look
we
at,
had
I'm at
one question.
I'm at
Yeah.
977. Only 20 points you from Yashasva, and then the gap increases to 44 grinds. Yeah.
Nice. So we've been talking about this assistant manager chip. So Raghav, we wanted to ask you how you are taking this particular chip. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it like what kind of reviews you have?
I don't think I still can't understand how they came up with this chip actually. What good is it to FPL? And the big issue is not having extra funds, not giving
Right.
extra funds to get in a manager. We have to arrange that from the 100 million that we have. We are already struggling for budget. That is the complaint that we had when the season started. The way players are priced, it is getting difficult to create a good team. And
Yeah.
to now get extra 1 million to get in a manager, because as Sushank bhai said, a point 0.5 manager is not gonna give you that much points.
Yeah.
And this is a chip, we'll have to play it, we'll expect others to play it and get an advantage. So it is not something that can be ignored straight away. But to manage that extra 1 million to get in a manager, it feels pretty tough right now.
Okay.
We discussed this, didn't we, Yashasva, last game week?
Yeah.
The top
Exactly.
managers are
Exactly.
going to find it extremely difficult because one, they have to be persistent with their ranks, and now it's giving lower ranked teams a chance to catch the top teams.
Yep.
When they
Yeah.
were discussing about that mystery chip, I think all of us would have had a single request, single chip idea in mind, that we can change our
Yep.
captain
Yep.
pick after the game week has finished.
Oh man.
Allow us once, at least once, the whole season, to change our captain after the game week has finished. I think that would have been the best chip of all.
Right.
Wow.
But then the name of the game is FPL, and it's probably not that easy.
We are at the mercy of these
Exactly.
FPL creators. They
Yeah.
don't make it easy.
So Any specific plans for your upcoming game weeks? Because a couple of game weeks are left in December. One would be on
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boxing Day, then this weekend. So, looking forward to these game weeks.
I am. I think, I am hoping to fix the issues with my team
Yeah.
before this, in the next couple of game weeks. As
Hmm.
I said, I think a couple of defenders is the only issue that I have in my team right now, looking at it, and maybe Semenyo. Other than that, I still think that my team is pretty balanced. Uh, Going forward, I have decided to, learn from my mistakes, go back to what I was doing till the game week. I was doing good.
Yeah.
Make the correct decisions, keep calm, not make early transfers, look at and going with my gut feeling. I think that is the biggest thing that I'll tell myself going forward. Go with my gut feeling. That worked out well for a
Correct.
good part of the season.
Exactly. Yeah. So, Sushank, it was nice talking to Raghav. Pretty joy. He's although he is down in ranks, but he's pretty joyous and in a very good mood. So, look, he is on the positive side of the things right now, I believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Sushank, I would like you to wrap up this time.
No, it was an amazing podcast again with Raghav. As we said last time, Raghav, that was not the last time, and this isn't the last time. We know for sure that you will come up the ranks, and if you come up the ranks, you will surely be on a podcast. If you go down the ranks, then too you will surely be on the podcast. So we wish you all the best. It was great to have your insights and
Correct.
to know what are your plans. And again, we will wrap the podcast with the similar line that we use on every podcast, whether Yashasva is going to keep Alan or he is going to remove Alan.
No, no, I'll
For the
definitely keep on.
Can I just
so
say one more thing?
Yeah,
yeah,
Raghav,
yeah.
please go ahead.
So someone messaged me to make a plan for a dinner or something for tonight. I told them that I have a podcast, football podcast, FPL podcast to record. And I sent the link for the earlier podcast to that person. They saw that thing. So I told them that time I was invited because I was doing pretty well in the league. This time they're going to invite me to ask what went wrong and how is it going so bad. The thing that you just said, whether I'll go up or I go down, you'll invite me. That just reminded me of that.
No, no. But on a good note, what we would like to tell all of our listeners and all of our friends is your bad rank is still much better than other people's good rank.
Yeah, right.
So all the best,
Always
my
good on
friend. All the
others.
best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So with that, we'll wrap up this podcast. Take care, Raghav. Delhi is getting colder. You look after yourself, and we'll meet again soon.
Thank you so much for